This is our Tesco presentation. And first we are gonna sum up the facts about Tesco, and they operate in 12 countries across Asia and Europe, and they have more than 1,800 stores in UK, and they have over 500,000 employees worldwide, and their estimated profit in 2006 were £2.6 million. And then we have something about their history and now. And from 1955 to 1960, they opened 500 new stores in the 5 years. And at that time, the owner, Jack Cohen, was the boss, and he died in 1979. And in 1985, they got a new chairman named Sir Ian McLaren. And from 1995 to 2011, they have been doing a lot of international expanding over Asia and Europe. And their product range, they have a huge product range. They sell everything from low budget groceries to high budget groceries, and they have their own designer label, clothing, healthcare products, petrol, and they're even the largest independent petrol retailer in UK. They have equipment for the home and garden and so much more. And the reason being that Tesco is able to sell at the market's lowest prices is that they have an enormous buying power. They buy in huge volume and make the project cheaper. The other reason is they have a small amount of staff employees compared to their size. And the critics are afraid of they gonna lose a lot of traditional town centers, and it points in that direction because a study shows that more than 2,000 independent shops have been taken over by larger companies such as Tesco in the recent years. They say that Tesco have the ability to bully out smaller businesses with lawyers they can't afford. And Tesco denies all critics and say that they are a huge success due to their ability to meet the customers' demand. And something Tesco have is the club card. And it's a card where the customers get an opportunity to collect rewards as they shop in a Tesco. And the rewards is some points you get that you can use to vouchers, and it's over a span of 3 months where you can collect as many points as possible, and then you can buy something at one of their stores. And the advantage of using the club card is that they gain loyalty for the customers because they know they can get a bit of the price off. And once you have a club card, you're more likely to go buy at Tesco again.
Tesco has made a promising start in China with its cheap range of merchandise. Asia, and especially China, has one of the biggest and most competitive markets in the world, but also Thailand has been a challenge. 8 years after Tesco entered Thailand, it is now one of the largest players in the market in Thailand with 112 stores opened. In Thailand, the Tesco stores offers freshly fried fish cakes, and the customers can still choose other attractive merchandise or fish. The market is very noisy because the staff competes with each other, shouting out cheap prices to attract the customers, and besides that, it smells a lot around the market. The strategy appears to be paying off because the market is now well visited. This type of market has also 39 stores in China. The market success has taken a long time because that chains of success are not quite big if you don't have local knowledge. Tesco's boss Terry Levy receives weekly figures from each business and spends weeks and months touring the international business, visiting each country at least once a year. During his trips, he visits stores and meets the senior local management team, government officials, and suppliers. Terry himself says that you cannot manage people on a day-to-day business because leadership has to be in the hands of the local people. You need strong leadership teams on the ground that carries the ethics and values of Tesco. I think that Tesco has a chance on the American market, but it's a small one. There is a lot of big malls and a lot of companies that dominates the market over there, and for them to get into the market is a tough fight. They had a guy named Tim Mason to study the American customer and find out what they were buying and so on. But then when they got to USA, even though they have studied the average American shopper, they failed. Because in USA, you get a relationship with the shop you are buying stuff in. Like the club card you receive when you buy stuff in Tesco, that is pretty normal to have in USA, and that is what they are battling on in USA. It is not the price or quality, and they are all are selling the same. It's about how wide the assortment is and how much effort they are putting into the individual customer. What I mean by that is that it is important for the companies to make their customer feel good so that they came back. Tesco are using the expression think global, act local, which means that they want to get into the international market, but they want to trade and do marketing in a way of fashion that the country itself understands and follows. For an example, I mean that if you want to get on the Asian market, then you might want to sell stuff the Chinese people are interested in, and you might want to know the customer before you get on to the market, which is what Tesco did.
Yes, Tesco drives into America. Tim Mason is the man behind Tesco in America. When he was given this project, he handpicked a team of 20, and they spent thousands of hours to find out what the American customers want. Tim Mason's team included John Berry, one of Tesco's top buyers, and Simon Irwins, one of the top marketing executives. Tesco has used researchers to probe the fridge contents and lifestyles of 60 American families. And right now, Tesco got 100 sites in the pipeline with opening of the first mall before winter. It was the aim to have 50 sites by the end of February 2008. The kind of projects that Tesco wants to serve the American is fresh meat, vegetables, packaged goods, wine and beer. The projects will be split half and half between Tesco's own brand and other brands. There will be 3,000 products in stock. The difference between the Britain and American stores is going to be that the format will be fresh. Tesco have to transfer from Britain to American format so it fits the American customers. Tesco wants to go after nearly every target groups they can get, from the health conscious middle class shoppers in Santa Monica to families living in some of the most criminal inner city areas of the South Central LA. Every one of the workers of Tesco has the opportunity to be unionized. It is the workers' own choice to decide, not Tesco. And every week, Mason and Irwins they hold a Magic Monday induction session for new employees, explaining the culture of the business and its beliefs.
Yeah, Green Tesco. Tesco have set a lot of focus on environmental friendliness, and that's because they lead out 2 million tons of carbon dioxide every year, and 2 million tons of carbon dioxide has a lot of consequences to the climate. For example, the ecosystems change, the sea level rises, and there comes extreme weather. And that are some of the consequences, and they are very, very bad for the humanity, but also for animals and plants all over the world. So they have a huge effect. Tesco are doing some things to help the environment. They are giving the consumers a choice. They put airplane marks on the customs who are imported by airplanes. And therefore people can take some local things instead of things that have been flown in by airplanes. Another example is light bulbs. Environmental friendly light bulbs, they have set down to about half the price, so people can choose a more healthy light bulb than the normal ones. And they also have a lot of biofuel, and they think they're gonna sell about twice as much biofuel the next couple of years than they do right now. SWOT analysis. Some of the strengths are that they are in a strong financial position. They are the market leader in UK, and they have a low cost. Weakness, they are mainly in UK, and the quality is not especially good. Opportunities, they have an opportunity to get more international, expand to other countries. And another opportunity is the financial downturn, because their groceries are not as expensive as many others. It could also be a threat, the financial downturn, because people don't buy as much when the finances are bad. And of course, increased competition could be a threat. Other supermarket chains could definitely be a threat for them, especially Walmart.
And that's the way it is.
We love you.
Stop den ikke.
Vi har fået dine børn. Dit liv, han er lækker.
Hvorfor stopper den ikke?
Fik han der? Slut.
Nu må du ikke slette den. Altså nu er det vigtigt, at...
Jeg tænkte, den ikke er bøn.
Okay.
Hvis den ikke er begyndt.
Okay, på lidt til venstre. Køb den der, og så sige... Nej.
Ja, 12 minutter. Nå, den er ikke stoppet nu.